My daughter's surgeon showed up drunk to operate on her heart, and I'm about to destroy everyone who let it happen. I was scrubbing in when Dr. Morrison stumbled through the doors. His eyes were glazed over, and he reeked of vodka. This man was supposed to cut open a 12-year-old's chest in 20 minutes. Every other nurse kept their head down. Nobody wanted to see what we were all seeing, but I couldn't just stand there. I ripped off my gloves and ran to find Dr. Chun, our chief medical officer. She and Morrison went way back. Their families vacationed together every summer. Dr. Morrison is drunk, I told her. He can't operate on that little girl. She didn't even look up from her computer. That's a serious accusation. Do you have proof? I can smell it on him. His hands are shaking. Please just come see for yourself. She leaned back and smiled. Actually smiled. Dr. Morrison brings in millions to this hospital. Why would I risk that? Her voice turned ice cold. Besides, everyone knows you've had it out for him since last year. My stomach dropped because last year, Morrison had cornered me in the supply closet after a late surgery. He pressed himself against me, backed me into the shelves, and tried to kiss me. When I pushed him away and said I'd report him, he stroked my hair and walked out. The next day, the entire hospital was buzzing with rumors about how I'd thrown myself at him, and he had to turn me down because he was married. Get back to that, or right now. Chin ordered. And if you spread these lies to anyone else, I'll make sure you never work in healthcare again. I returned to find Dr. Ellis, the anesthesiologist, already prepping the patient. She caught my eye. She knew. She was positioning herself to steady Morrison's elbow as he approached the table. During the timeout, I pulled her aside. I begged her to help me stop this, to save this child's life. That's when I noticed the ring on her finger. The same ring Morrison's wife had worn for 20 years before she left him. I know this isn't right, Ellis whispered, but I'm his fiancé. What kind of fiancé would I be if I ruined his career? Then I watched her hands shake as she prepared another syringe. She was secretly dosing Morrison with benzos right there in the oar, trying to steady his hands just enough to operate. She kissed her fingers and pressed them to his shoulder before returning to her station. The surgery began. Morrison's hands trembled as he made the first cut. Ellis kept touching his arm to steady him. The assisting surgeon pretended not to notice when Morrison dropped an instrument. At one point, Morrison actually laughed. Whoops, butterfingers today. Like he was dropping car keys instead of surgical tools inside a child's open chest. Everything fell apart during the grafting. His impaired hands nicked the main artery. Blood flooded everywhere instantly. Clamp, clamp. The assisting surgeon shoved Morrison aside to take over. But Morrison pushed back. I've got it. He was still trying to operate while the child bled out. The room erupted. More surgeons rushed in. Units of blood arrived. We worked frantically while the bypass machine screamed. I remember looking up at the observation window. The child mother stood there, face white with horror, tears streaming down her cheeks as she watched her daughter's blood pool on the floor. We saved the little girl. Barely. But she needed a heart transplant now. What should have been a routine repair became a death sentence. After we closed, Chin herself came to the oar. She patted Morrison on the back. Tough case. These things happen. And she turned to all of us. I don't need to remind you about confidentiality. We stand together or we fall apart. Anyone who suggests this was anything other than an unforeseeable complication will face immediate termination and legal action. Just like that, we were all ushered out. This wasn't fair. This wasn't right. But then the next morning, something happened. Multiple lawyers arrived at the hospital. They served Morrison in the parking lot. Chin got served during morning rounds. Ellis in the cafeteria. I got served papers too, but mine were different. They came with a handwritten note. Thank you for trying. Please be my star witness. I asked around confused. Where did these papers come from? Then I got my answer, and a crazy childlike glee came over me. The child's mother, the woman in the observation room, wasn't just a regular person. She was a senior partner at the biggest medical malpractice firm in the state, and she was ready to make our hospital pay. If you work in healthcare, drop a comment with your craziest story. And subscribe because part 2 of this lawsuit is going to be wild.